Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Tara Arnold and tonight I'm going to be consciously channeling St.Germian. He's going to add a little bit to our last video that we did on the remote viewing and changing and transmuting energies from third dimension into fifth dimension to create the reality that we desire. So I wanted to add from the last video, before you do any kind of energy work, energy healing, distant healing, remote viewing, spiritual alchemy, or going into past lifetimes or other people's past lifetimes, or connecting with other people's spirit, always put the highest, best intention for whatever you're doing with energy work. So make sure you're grounded, you're fully integrated into your human body so that you have your full essence from your spirit. So I've discussed that in a lot of videos, to fully integrate your spirit into your human body just by guiding it in. Picture a ball of light, bring it fully into the center of your abdomen, and then explode it outwards so that you have your full essence. You're grounded with your tree roots. Pull your consciousness in, expand it out, and then set your intention. So setting intentions similar to saying a prayer. So you're going to want to connect with the highest divine light. So I call in the ascended masters before I do any kind of energy healing. And I command that everything is for the highest good. And if I'm connecting with anybody else's spirit, I would set that intention that it's always for their highest good. If you forget to do that step before you do like the remote viewing, and you're going and you're dropping thoughts, it's that person's reality. So their spirit will stop it if it's not for their highest good. So nobody will receive anything that's not for their highest good, because it's their reality. Just like this is your reality and you're creating what you would desire in your reality, they're also creating what they desire in their reality. So if you did remote viewing, like in our last video, remote viewing is when you fly out your spirit to another place and you can observe what's going on, and then dropping thoughts of what you would like to happen for your highest good and for the people there for their highest good. So always put that intention that it's for the highest good. And if that person didn't want to receive the thoughts that you're dropping, then their spirit won't receive it. They're in charge of the reality. So it can't harm anybody. It's not any ill intention. Always say it's for the highest good. And I wanted to give some examples of how I started doing remote viewing and why I started doing it. So for example, I would go to the grocery store and I would like a new product delivered to the grocery store so that I can purchase it. So I approached somebody that works there and I said, who does your ordering? I'd like to have something brought in. And when I went to talk to the person, they were very narcissistic. So St.Germian was showing me that person saying, yes, they're going to order that item, but they're just gaslighting you. They're not really going to order it. So you're not going to get what you desire. So do this spiritual alchemy remote viewing to bring that product to the store. So I would visualize flying into the office of the person that does the ordering and override their ego, their narcissistic ego, by dropping thoughts for my highest good, for their highest good, of bringing organic vegetables to their store so that it's like easier for me to get some organic vegetables that are closer to my house. So my intention was for, to eat healthier food and to override their ego. So before I do that, I ask their spirit, do I have your permission to connect with you and override your ego to drop the thoughts of bringing more organic vegetables into your store? And it's going on your intuition. My intuition was saying yes, that their spirit gave me permission to do this. So then I would just visualize that and I would just drop thoughts about ordering organic potatoes or ordering organic vegetables. So I just would list the vegetables and drop the thoughts in their office, in their head. And if their spirit didn't want to receive that, it would stop it. So then I would go to the grocery store and see, and slowly over a few weeks, I started noticing more organic vegetables showing up in the store. So that was one way that I started doing that. And then I said, oh, okay, so I can use this to override anybody that's gaslighting me, or anybody that's narcissistic or has ill intention towards me. I can override the ego consciousness and go directly to their spirit and talk to their spirit. So that's how I started doing remote viewing and using spiritual alchemy together. So there's a lot of different ways that you can use this and put for the intention for the highest good. Somebody had written in a question and asked about selling artwork and how to get their artwork sold. And so this is like the frequency. So St.Germian is showing me the energy frequency of the painting that you want to sell has its own consciousness. So for artwork or any other product that you're selling, you can ask the consciousness of it to find the home that it wants to live in, and it'll start to pull the energy of the person that would be best suited to purchase it, to buy it. So you can also do remote viewing and pull the energy of anybody that would resonate with your products to your website, pull their energy through your computer, pull their energy through your front door to look at your artwork or to look at your products. Just do this in a visualization. Remember, this is all light working. So St. Germain's pointing out right now that there's a lot of light workers that are frustrated that everywhere they go, there's darkness. And he says, well, the light's not needed in the light. The light's needed in the dark. So with this remote viewing and dropping thoughts, remember, you're dropping light. You're bringing light to the darkness. And it's not hypnotizing people. It's not mind control. You're just bringing light and dropping it into the area that you're visualizing. So it's all observation and then dropping thoughts of love, divine love into the room. So another way that I use remote viewing and spiritual alchemy is when I go out in public. If we're going to a public event like a restaurant or a venue like a concert venue or a place where there's a lot of people, then while I'm at home, before I go, I'll do my grounding, get fully integrated into my human body, expand out so that I have my full essence, and then I'll visualize flying to the venue prior to going, and I'll start to drop thoughts and of light and love and divine intervention. So I will put thoughts of happiness and joy, and anybody who's open to receiving it will begin to receive it. So then when we get to the venue, everyone's in a great mood. And I'll also drop thoughts that when I walk in, that everyone will be very kind to me and very loving, and that I'll get excellent service. And so I just put positive affirmations into the venue before we leave, and then just doing that visualization, it already puts you in a good mood and into a high vibration. You're already believing and knowing that you've placed divine love to where you're going, and so that's what you're expecting. So then when I walk into the restaurant, I get amazing service. I'm like, oh, it's because I dropped divine love here before I came. But a lot of it is the belief is that I've done that. So just knowing that you have the power to put energy into a room that can bring joy and happiness empowers you to bring light even if you're not in that location. So this is why the spiritual alchemy and the remote viewing is so powerful. It helps us to create a deep knowing or belief that it's actually working, and then it works. You can start to see how your remote viewing works by flying somewhere and looking for something or looking at something to see what it looks like, and then going to that destination to see if it was true or not. Then the belief and the knowing starts to get created in your reality that you're actually remote viewing. So you can do a few tests to see how things are. Like you could, if you're a parent and you want to see how your child is doing in school. Just remote view, visualize flying to his classroom or her classroom and looking around the classroom, seeing how the teacher teaches, seeing how the other students interact with your child. And then when they come home from school, you can ask them, how was your day? What did you do? And see if anything lines up with what you visualized. Once you start seeing that you're getting like concrete answers that are correct, and then the belief will get created. So at the beginning, the belief's not going to get created. Your ego is going to say, well, you're not really doing this. This isn't really happening. So after you practice for a while and you can see that things are really happening, he's showing me it's like when people have out-of-body experiences, like near-death experiences, like their spirit just steps out of their body and they can observe everything that's happening, but they're not part of it. That's what remote viewing's doing. Your spirit's leaving your body and you're going to the area that you want to observe, and you're observing, and at the same time you can use spiritual alchemy to bring love into the classrooms. Like say that your son or daughter's in school and there's bullies in the classroom. So you could, for their highest good, you could start dropping more love into the classroom to balance the energies. And then whoever's open to receiving more love in the classroom will begin to receive it. So it's overriding that ego consciousness. And if you have a lot of like narcissists in your life, you can override their ego by doing spiritual alchemy and remote viewing with them. If it's somebody in your family that's in your house, you can visualize doing that and dropping thoughts for their highest good. And if their spirit's open to receiving it, it will receive it. So to master frequency, so everything is energy. Every single thing on the planet is made at a frequency. So if you have an illness and say that you have like a tumor or something in your body, and you can remote view and fly into your physical body and look around and see that tumor and start to connect and talk to it. Ask it what it needs. This is all you overriding the third dimension tumor that was created, the illness that was created in third dimension. So in third dimension, if you're hanging on to a lot of anger or hate or rage, it gets jammed up in the physical body and starts to create an illness or a disease. So you're overriding that third dimension frequency and going to fifth dimension consciousness of the consciousness within the tumor or whatever it is that you're wanting to heal in your body. So I would lay there and I would fly in to look at the tumor. What if I don't know what the inside of my body looks like? I would Google it. Like say the tumor's in your stomach. I would look up a picture of the stomach, the esophagus, what all the parts of the stomach are. I would fly in. I would connect to all the parts of the stomach, start talking to the consciousness within that tumor, within the lining of the stomach, within the acids of the stomach. I would start to connect and see what everyone in there needs. Okay, so it's like, oh, okay, so there's this tumor in here. It must need something in order to heal. What does it need? Well, divine love most likely will transmute it back to perfection. So the subconscious mind knows how to heal the body. If you get a cut on your arm, your subconscious says, oh, I know how to heal that, and it goes and heals the cut on your arm. You don't think about it. It just, you know what's going to happen, and it happens. So instead of needing the belief that this will work, let go of that, but start to say, I know this will work. And as you're saying it, the subconscious mind starts to create the belief, because you keep telling it, you know that it can heal it. I know that my brain can heal anything in my body. So if I keep telling my subconscious, the subconscious has no reasoning. All it knows is what we tell it. So you're just going to keep telling the subconscious, I know that I'm healed. I know that tumor's healed. I'm going to go fly. I'm going to do some remote viewing, fly right into my stomach. I'm going to look to see what the tumor looks like. What color is it? Is it black? Is it red? Is it blue? Is it green? Like all all of this visualization, the information is going to tell you something. So whatever you see it as, ask it what it needs, and then start bringing in that. So it might be the color black, and you ask, what do you need? I need light because I'm dark. And so that you visualize bringing in light and surrounding it with light and giving it love, and call in the ascended masters or any other spirit guides or God source energy and say, this tumor is requiring light. I command that God source energy come and remind it its perfection. Bring in the frequency of perfection. I command that I connect with the frequency or the aspect of God that is perfect health. And I'm going to connect with that. I'm going to channel that in. And I'm just going to keep surrounding this tumor with it. So go on your intuition how often to do this. Okay, it feels like I need to do this 2 or 3 times a day for the first week. And then after that, maybe twice a day. And then I'm down to once a day. And each time I'm seeing the tumor get smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller. So you can master the frequencies of energy by overriding the 3rd dimension laws. So illness, if I get an illness and I go to a 3rd dimension doctor, then the 3rd dimension doctor will give me medication, which will help me. And if I have that belief system, then that will help. But sometimes I get side effects from the medication, or I read in a book that not everyone heals from this. So why not add a little bit extra to it? So yes, go to the doctor and get your medication, but also add your own spiritual alchemy to it by going in, doing some remote viewing inside your body, and connecting to the consciousness of the tumor, the illness, and asking it what it needs, and then just start surrounding it with that frequency of divine love. It might not just need for you to tell it that you're sorry that you abused your stomach. You have a tumor in your stomach because you abused yourself from eating foods that weren't for your highest good. And every time you ate them, you're criticizing yourself. So the criticism is stuck in the stomach. So maybe forgiveness for yourself for eating foods that didn't have the highest vibrational frequency of love in them. Or eating foods for punishment. Some people will eat foods to punish themselves. Every aspect of you is vibrating in frequency. So your blood, every drop of blood is a vibrational frequency. Every organ, every fiber in your body, every muscle, every hair, everything is consciousness. It's vibrating, and it appears solid to us so that we're solid humans, but everything's frequency. So if you just visualize frequencies as energy vibrating, you can easily change them. You watch water turn into ice and then melt and then flow and go from hot to cold. You can see how easy it is to change energy if you look at water and how often it changes. So doing this remote viewing and spiritual alchemy is just adding another tool to your toolkit to create in 5th dimension. It's overriding those universal laws in 3rd dimension to create what you desire in 5th dimension. So have fun with this and enjoy practicing. Put in the comment section below if you've tried this, and tell me anything that you've come up with or anything you want to add to it. We would love to hear your comments. Thanks everyone for watching, and have a great night.